Welcome to this module on right to property. In the previous section, we learned that right to property has escalated a legal battle between the executive and the judiciary. Let us learn what happened next. So, as a controversy between the relationship of rights and the directive principle, there was one important reason in the Constitution. That is, originally, the fundamental rights acquire, possess, and maintain property. There was a fundamental right, that is, right to property, which was a fundamental right to have a legal protection for this. According to this right to property, you can acquire any property, you can possess any property, or you can maintain any property. These are the provisions which are given in the fundamental right to property. But the Constitution made it clear that property could be taken away by the government for the public welfare. Any property, for that matter, can be taken by the government if it feels that it is at the larger interest of the society. Any property can be taken away by the government. That also is mentioned very clearly in the Constitution. Constitution guaranteed right to property as a fundamental right. It also mentioned that if the government wants the land, property, or anything for the public welfare, it can definitely take away that property. Since 1950, the government made many laws that limited this right to property. This right was at the center of a long debate over the relationship between the rights and the directive principles of state policy. Finally, in the year 1973, Supreme Court gave a decision that the right to property was not part of basic structure of the Constitution, and therefore Parliament had power to abridge this right by an amendment. So it came to an end the legal battle between the executive and the judiciary with the judgment of the Supreme Court in the year 1973, where it clearly mentioned that right to property is not part of the basic structure. So now the Parliament can make laws and amend it. So after this judgment has come, the controversy came to an end about the relationship between the rights and the directive principle. So right to property is no more a basic structured right. So Parliament has the power to make the laws or amend this particular right. So in 1978, there is a constitutional amendment which was brought, that is 44th Constitutional Amendment. According to this amendment, the Constitution brought changes regarding the status of right to property. So the 44th Amendment of the Constitution has removed the right to property from the list of fundamental rights and converted it into a simple legal right, placing it under the Article 300A clause. Earlier, it was in Part 3 of the Indian Constitution, where the fundamental rights are mentioned. Now, it is removed from there and it has been placed at Article 300A, where it becomes a simple legal right. This generated another complicated debate. Once the controversy is sorted, it has escalated in another debate, that is related to the amendment of the Constitution. What all can be amended by the Parliament regarding the Constitution? The government was saying Parliament can amend any part, of the Constitution, because we are elected by public. We are the representatives of the public and we have sovereign authority. The court was saying that Parliament cannot make an amendment that violated fundamental rights. So now there is a clear issue that is coming up, that is, the Parliament, can it make amendments related to the fundamental issues or fundamental rights? This controversy has escalated to a very large level. It got settled by an important decision. Supreme Court in Kesavananda Bharati case. To this case, court has given a judgment. It said that in this case, court, there are certain basic features of the Indian Constitution and these cannot be changed by the Parliament. So with this judgment, it brought end to the complicated debate what can be amended by the Parliament. Parliament cannot amend any part of the Constitution. There are certain basic features of the Indian Constitution which can be amended by the Parliament. Rest all can be amended. This judgment came to light in case of Kesavananda Bharati case, where the court has mentioned very clearly about the status of amendment or changes that can be brought by the Parliament. This led to debate and also the controversy between right and issue. That's all we have in this module. Stay tuned. Catch you in the next one.